I want to welcome you to business planning, understanding, and getting clear with your numbers. We are going to be working today out of the Blueprint to Success. If you're watching this on PAC University, no problem. Right down below, you're going to see a document, a PDF with your Blueprint to Success. I'd like for you to go ahead and print that out, if you will. And this is a document that, as you'll hear me say time and time again, you are going to want to print it out. You're going to want to laminate it. You're going to want to hold it with you because it's going to take you through several steps to helping you build the business of your dream. Now, what we're going to be working through today specifically is the actual plan, all right? So if you do me a favor and pull the plan out, I'm going to work through this with each and every one of you right now. Okay, so with our plan, step number one in creating a business plan, what we want to understand is we want you to know your numbers. And I want you to keep this very simple. And I want you to condition your mind more than anything to keep it simple. There's two target numbers. There's two basic numbers that we want to get very, very clear with, okay? And that is the listings that we take and the sales that we open. The listings we take, the sales we open. But Anthony, but I like to focus on other stuff, right? I like to focus on what time I show up. I like to focus on going to the gym. I like to focus on meditation and prayer. I like to focus on some of these, my marketing and my digital presence. Great. Those are all aspects that are foundationally important. However, I will share with you that they should all in your business be revolved around two numbers: the amount of listings that you're taking on a monthly basis and the amount of sales that you're opening on a monthly basis. If not, you are not truly operating as a production-based agent, which is what we are here at PAC. We're a production-based company. If we're operating in all these things and it's not generating us the listings and the sales that we want, then guess what? It's really not generating for you. It's not generating the income that you need to stay in this business. And as we know, and as you'll learn, and as some of you that are watching this will find out, the toughest thing to do in this business is to stay in this business. So we really have to condition our mind to focus on those two things. Those two things, and that's it. Now, the crux, the challenge that stands between what it is that we want to have happen in our business and the results that we want to get, and what we currently focus on, the distractions, the P. Diddy, oh, but she said and he said, right? The long lunches. Those are all the things that we gotta say, wait a minute, the election, wait a minute. These are outside forces that are working against me to keep me away from going out and taking listings and making sales. Does this make sense, everybody? Okay, beautiful. And the way I want you to structure it, and we're going to go through it with you, is we want to work in phases. So regardless of where you're at right now, you could say, okay, I want to start by taking one listing a month, opening one sale a month. Great. For some of you, we got Nelson, we got Uriel, we got Ocio here, right? We got Jessica. We got individuals here that are watching. I'm seeing Rebecca. We have individuals here that are Nydia, that are servicing at a really, really high level. So they're going to say, I want to take 4 a month and I want to open 6 a month. Does that make sense? So this is designed to meet you where you're at. However, that doesn't change that you're focusing on your numbers. Number 2, your activities. Okay? What are the activities that are going to become non-negotiables in my business? So we want to get to know these and we want to staple these. Why? Because if we're not getting the results that we want to get, we have to understand that we're not getting those results because of our activities. Does that make sense? Let me put it to you this way. If I want to go out and build an amazing physique, I want to build, I want to be in shape, for example. Well, my activities, that's going to be my listings and my sales, being in great shape. The activities that I do underneath that, though, in order to get me that result are going to be my diet and my exercise, for example. Now, if I'm not following the diet and the exercise in my activities, then guess what's going to happen? That goal is not going to be coming true. Does that make sense? For many of you, you can stop it after literally 5 minutes of this video and you could go, oh, that's why I'm not getting the results that I want to get in my business, because my activities are out of line with what it is that I want to create for my business, or what I think I want for my business is not really what it is that I'm focused on through my activities. Does this make sense, everybody? Beautiful. Now, understanding your numbers. Your numbers. This is not, well, the top producer over there, he does, big numbers. And why is it that he just has deals going to him and I don't? Or, well, I watch her and to heck, I know what she does to get clients. She likes to go out there and flirt with the boys to get her clients. Look, we're not, watch. Everybody's numbers are their numbers. And what you're going to find out in this business really quickly is that the more that you're the more that you're comparing yourself, I'll say it, to others, that's where a lot of agents run into challenges, because we start to compare ourselves. These are your numbers for your lifestyle and for the things that you want to accomplish. Does that make sense? Now, one thing that I want to discuss is as we're going through these numbers, and I want each of you to get clear with these numbers, is this. And I wrote a message to the group to this morning, and it's in Slack. And it's all about your why. And I want to take a step back in business planning really quickly, because I will share with you that none of what I'm going to say right now is going to make a shift or a difference in your life if you are not crystal clear with what it is that you want for your life right now. And I want to use myself as an example here to share with you how this could look. When I was first getting into the business, I remember that I didn't have the best clothes. I just didn't. And so one of my insecurities when going to meet with clients, Carlos, was I wanted to look professional. I genuinely wanted to look and feel professional. And so one of my whys, Uriel, was I just want to get a custom suit so that when I go on a listing presentation, I'm able to just look and feel the way that I want to look and feel. That was a goal of mine, right? Now, if you were to take a look back, most people were saying, no, you need to go invest in the coaching. Or no, you need to save your money to go buy a rental property. No, you need to create 6 months reserves in your account. For me, guess what? If I would have listened to that, I would have never have bought the suit that then made me feel the way that I wanted to feel to go out and not just generate one listing, but to generate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 listings. Does this make sense? I'm listening to myself. I need you to listen to yourself today. I'm going to give you another example. I wanted to drive at that time an S550 Mercedes-Benz. As a 24-year-old kid, okay, driving an S550 Mercedes-Benz, but that was what was on the dream board. Why? I wanted to pull up to my listing presentations, and I wanted that. I don't know. Hey, watch this. Some of you are saying that was the dumbest thing that you could have ever done. And I'm saying, good for you. That's a reflection of the way that you think. That's not a reflection of the way that I think. Because I'll tell you, me getting that car was the biggest identity shift that had happened. I took that identity shift for myself, and I drove around, and there was no feeling, there was no amount of money, there was no amount of anything that could tell me that that was a wrong decision. Now, fast forward, I then did not own a home for my family, and my kids are growing up. How many of you have been there? I want to really own a home for my family, and I want it to be in a specific place, in a specific. 3 years earlier, I got family, I got people in business telling me, you shouldn't own a home. You should, I got other people saying, you have to own a home. How do you not own a home? You have kids. Watch this. When that was important, S550, you're gone. I'll drive a mini. I literally drove a minivan. I didn't care, right? Because what? But watch this though. Because I didn't care what it was that everybody else was telling me that I needed at the time. I was clear with what I wanted at the time. When you get clear with that, woo, child, let me tell you, when you get clear with what you want and you accept what you want, and some of you, for everybody, it's different. I'm gonna tell you right now, watch what happens to your business. Listings per month. How many listings in your world do you need to be taking per month? How many listings? Just write it down. Write it down on a monthly basis. Listings per month. You know what? Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. I don't care if I make a post or if I don't make a post. I don't care if I talk to somebody or I don't talk to somebody. I need to take 1 listing per month. I need to take 2 listings per month. Some of you, you've been through these types of series before. I need to take 4. Non-negotiable. 1 a week. I should be doing that. Beautiful. Watch this. Sales per month. How many sales do you need to open per month? Now, some of you are listening to this and you're like, man, I joined because I want to become a listing agent. Great. Put down 1 listing. But you're like, you know what, Anthony? I'll tell you, I could go put buyers in escrow. I could go put buyers under contract. Like, I got the system. I know how to hold the open house. I know how to market myself in a way to where when the buyers come in, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, I can put them into escrow. And I can do one of those a week. So I get the whole leverage conversation and the whole thing. But let me just tell you, Anthony, if I went and did 4 of these, I would be able to have and receive what it is that I want. Get clear with the number. But here's what I'm going to tell you. When you put that number down, you need to remove everything else. Everything else needs to be removed. We can't say, which is what most people say, I'm going to only work with buyers, and then we know we can do 2 buyers per month, but a month goes by and we have 0 buyers under contract. That's not cool. You want to build the business of your dreams from anywhere? We need to program our mind to accept the fact that we do 2 buyers per month or whatever that number is that you put down. Does that make sense, everybody? Beautiful. Now, we've talked about watermarks before. How many closings per month must we do to take over your expenses? I don't know what your expenses are. Only you know what your expenses are. So how many closings per month? Some of us, well, watch this. I want everybody to do this number for me, do this target for me really fast. Write down how much it costs you to live every single month. We'll go through it. Write down how much it costs you to live. In the chat, go ahead and write down what it costs you to live. And if you're listening to this on PACU, just write down what it costs you to live. Take you through this activity really quickly. Good. That's what it costs you to live. What I'd like for you to do is, I'd like for you to add on 30% to that number. Add on 30% to that number, and that's going to be for taxes and savings. But wait, hold up. I 30% is the math calculation with the 10% of the 50%. Just add on 30%. Add on 30%. Okay? Nobody's put in how much it costs them to live every month. That's okay. You're like, no, I don't want you to know. All right, good. So you're adding on 30%. Now, thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Vettel. And she knows the number, which is, I think it's Veronica from Colorado, which is interesting that she knows the number because they also own 9 rental properties. That's called clarity to me. This is what we're helping a lot of you do. Veronica, is that you? I don't know. Okay. All right. Now watch this. Now, the next thing that we want to do, okay, is I want you to add on an additional 20% for leisure. So whatever the number is, it cost me $6,500 to live. Really, Mighty Lou, it's really 10,000. Because we're going to add on 50% for you to really live so that you can have some leisure, right? You can have a little bit of fun. You can build some savings, and also you can make sure that your taxes are getting paid in advance. In advance. You know how troubling it is right now when I hear people saying, Anthony, I need this for my taxes. I need this for my taxes. I'm going, what year? What year? I want to work everybody with PAC in a fashion that you're paying your quarterly taxes. You have an account set up through the Profit First system, which we talked about at the business planning retreat, to pay your taxes in advance. We can get there for you. We can help you get there. But it starts by getting crystal clear with this. Okay? All right. And then this is going to break down to your transaction goal. So what is your transaction goal? If you need that many closings per month, well, what's your transaction goal now? Right? So, well, if I need 2 closings per month, then my transaction goal is 24. If I need 3 closings per month, my transaction goal is 36. If I need 1 closing per month, my transaction goal is really 12. Does that make sense? Everybody? All right, good. Wonderful. And your income goal. Your income goal. Well, if this is the number plus 50%, then really, man, I can make $100,000 work. That's my goal. Or if that's the number, thank you very much. I need 16 transactions. Here's what I need. Now watch this. This is your plan. It's yours. You know the best part about that is, I hear agents all the time come into the business. You know what they tell me? I gotta do 15 transactions. Really? Why? No, really, let's talk. Why do you got to do 15 transactions? Well, because it's my goal. Why? I got to go out this year and I got to do 30 deals. Really? Why? Some of you, we're going to get to your average commission check. Some of your average commission checks are like $20,000, $30,000, $45,000. That's why I've never bought into the fact of like, I have to do a certain amount of deals. Team, I'm going to tell you right now, if I have your permission to be honest with you, the minute you start playing your game and not somebody else's game, or not a game that you heard from somebody on a stage or heard from somebody because that's what they're doing, and creating these false expectations on your life and in your mind of what you must do in order for you to get to the next level. I never played it. I never wanted to play it. I always played, what's Anthony's game? I got people today, and I'm sharing it with you, with PAC, that guess what? You got to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you guys already, you know what I'm doing? Nah, homie. Nah. You're playing the world game. I'm playing the people game. Does this make sense, everybody? You've got to play the Adrian game, the Rocio game, the Isabel game. The Sienna game is what we need to be playing. Does that make sense? Beautiful. Next, part 1. We're going to move through the plan here. Okay. We're going to take part of a business plan is looking back. So we've got to get clear on what it is that we've done this year. Now, for whatever it is that you've done, the most beautiful part about it is the word done. It already happened. So there doesn't mean anything anymore. It no longer exists. Now, we can choose in this moment to let it affect us and not have us participate in this activity because we're ashamed, we're embarrassed. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The future self you, they're okay with just sharing the numbers and writing the numbers. Why? Because they know that that person is not that person, and that person, we've burned those things away so that because we're living over here. Here's how we live in fear though, and here's how we live in doubt versus living in trust. Oh man, how many listings have I taken year to date? Ooh, I haven't taken as many as I want to take. Oh, how many sales have I opened year to date? Ooh, not how many I want to open. How many deals have I closed? Not how many deals that I wanted to close so far this year. So I'm ashamed and I'm embarrassed. Is that person, even that energy that I just shared, is that your past self or is that your future self talking? Past? Okay. And if it is, that's okay, right? I just want to start to reprogram our mind to start looking at our future self. Cool? Yeah. All right, beautiful. Watch this. And then we're going to go through your list. So go ahead and start going through these numbers. I'm going to give you a little bit of time. Listings taken year to date, sales open year to date. So what has happened so far this year? Your deals closed year to date, your listing to sale ratio. So I'm going to break this down for you and I'm going to slow it down. Here's what that means. If you take a listing, does it go under contract? Under contract. And for some of you, here's why we do this. Some of us take listings, however, they expire, they cancel. The person calls us back and says, I don't want to work with you anymore. Did you really just, I'm thinking about a certain person that I worked with for years. And he would take a listing and then literally without a fault, within 3 days, the owner would call me and go, this guy pressured me into taking listings, into me signing a contract. What would happen? The listing taken to sales ratio was way off. So what would happen is we would need to go in and we would need to say, okay, because we know your ratio, now we can start to work on what is going on at that listing presentation that is not in alignment with moving it from listing taken to sale and under contract. Does that make sense? Because that's a big break there. And this is where I always talk about like people that are forcing the pen down people's neck. And yay, I take a listing, I'm so excited. Next day, oh my gosh, that leads to giving up on your business team. And sure enough, that individual is no longer in the business. Great talent, we needed to rework some of those things a little bit though early. For some of you that are watching this, we need to help you rework some of that. Go watch the listing presentation video in PAC University. Listing taken, watch this, listing taken to listing close ratio. Interesting. Income earned, meaning I took it from it being a listing to closing a actual transaction. I took it from being a listing to an actual transaction. Now watch this. We have Rosanna and Isabel here with Hummingbird Escrow, right? Big round of applause, thank you. Watch this. When you take that listing, are they reaching out to you to say, congratulations, you've closed the transaction and now you're earning income? Or are we putting it in escrow? We're finding out that the solar has something wrong with it and the permits haven't been done. And next thing you know, we've wasted everybody's time for 3 months. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Yeah? Right? Well, what's happening? Well, Anthony, that happens because I didn't know. It came up out of nowhere. Okay. Did you pre-qualify? Did you ask those questions? Were you listening in the pre-qualification or were you just looking to get a sales contract signed? Do you understand how important some of these things are? Right? Or did you know that the seller or the buyer was not a fit from the beginning? You could tell the way that they were just talking to you. I don't even want to say fire, they don't even get to hire me. People, just by the way that they talk sometimes. I'll say, whoa, I want to apologize. This is not going to be a fit. What do you mean it's not going to be a fit? It's not a fit. We're not going to be a good match to work together. Why not? Because you want to do it your way and I want to do it my way. Now, my way has sold thousands of homes, and how many homes did you sell last year? Oh, you didn't sell one. This is the first time you're doing this transaction. And oh, you haven't sold a home in 15 years. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to refer you to another agent. Here's a list of 5 agents in my community that you can go and work with. Waste their time, because watch this. If we can't get this stuff dialed in, here's what ends up happening. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It slows the train down. And for some of you, you're like, man, I'd love to meditate through that, but I can't meditate through that damn client. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, I'm peace, I'm zen, but the client has got you all jacked up. You should have just said no in the first place. Got to know your ratios. Year-to-date income. How much money have you made this year? Okay? Let's write that down. How much money have you made this year? Some of you are like, damn, I ain't never heard anybody talk like this to me. Good, that's good. It's good for you. And if it's a little confrontational, good for you, right? That's good. That means that you're growing and we're moving you in the right direction. Year-to-date income. How much income have you earned year-to-date? Remember, I don't care. I already heard some of you, oh, it's not what I wanted to be. That's fine. Put a 0 down. That's great. The only way we can go is up. Well, I only earned 100,000. Some of you are, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Here's something I realized. Unless you're absolutely clear with what it is that your goal and your vision is, a lot of you are not going to get rid of that voice ever. Why? Because you operate in survival mode. Just survival mode. It's like, I have to, and I must. And it's like your survival spirit just comes up and it just, I must increase and do more. We're working to build the business of our dreams, team, okay? We're working to build the life of your dreams, not the life of what you think it is that we want, all right? Present inventory. How many listings right now do you have that you can go out and sell? Put it on the market, or it's on the market that you will sell. Just go ahead and write that down. And then present pending. How many deals at the moment do you have that are under contract that are pending? I'm not able to fully log into the chat. So John, if you can just kind of protect us a little bit, because we do have a lot of guests, and just make sure that everything is cool there. Okay. Activity numbers. Okay. So we're taking a look back. All right. So I want you to, now we're going to be honest here. Here's where another little confrontational point.
And they have dogs.
That I want to talk about is the confrontational point is this. How many total hours have you prospected so far this year? So far this year. How many total hours have you prospected? Don't make it difficult, by the way. Don't make it difficult. Here's what I'll tell you. If you prospect an hour a day, every day, for 5 days a week, that's 20. Multiply 20 by 9 months. There you go. Don't make it difficult. Don't overthink it. Watch this. If you prospect 1 hour a week, realistically, over the month, that's 4 hours times 20, or times 9 months so far. There's your number. Don't overcomplicate it. Because I already know the way we think. Oh, well, you know, I kind of did. Well, I didn't do it on that Wednesday, and we analyze. Wait, just simple numbers. We're just taking a look back, just to give you a reference point as to where you are. Total context. When you do prospect, how many people you talk to? Well, when I get told no, it hurts my emotional being, and I get very affected by it. And guess what? I never finish my prospecting. Actually, I just don't. Or some of you are like, no matter what, I talk to a lot of people. Like, A-Rod, we got some prospecting titans in our group as well. So yeah, I've been hitting my numbers for the most part. And by the way, have empathy on yourself. Don't let one day be a reflection of all the days. For the most part, I do 10, 15, 20 a day. I'm good there, Anthony. I can get that done, okay? Some of us, our only contacts is follow-up, and we do one a week, okay? Total open houses. How many open houses are you holding on a monthly basis? Well, this one time I had a listing, and I held that house open 3 times, okay? Or is this a staple in your business? Is this something that no matter what you're doing on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis, it's stapled into your business? We're going to get there. I'm going to move a little bit quicker here. Total number in your SOI. This is your sphere of influence. How many people do you have in your database? I don't have a database. What is that? How many contacts you have in your cell phone? Here's what I'll share with you, by the way, okay? Because I had to do this activity. And by the way, just full transparency, I used to live in Las Vegas. I was a busser in a nightclub. I worked 3 days a week. I partied 4.5. Right? I had some names in here that I would not consider part of my database. Okay? Delete. Some of you have, what I'm saying is this, some of you have names in your cell phone that you would never reach out to that person again. Okay? You just wouldn't do it. You took their name down on a whim, and I don't. How many do you truly have? Okay? Total listing appointments. How many listing appointments have you been on this year? All right? Total listings taken. How many total listings taken so far this year? And your total buyer sales. We're looking back. Yeah, we're still looking back. Okay, good. total buyer sales. Some of them you can move it over. So what we've done there, by the way, is the sales opened, that in part number 1, that was listing and sales open together. Now what we're doing is we're breaking that down, okay? We're breaking that down as far as buyer sales, and that should actually say listing sold right there, listing sold, for knowing your numbers. We add one more. Financial numbers, we're breaking it down. Your total closed, your total income earned, and your average commission check. For a lot of you, just move the numbers from category number 1 and just move them over into category number 3, okay? But this is a way to break down your business when you're looking back, is to learn this. The big one on financial numbers that I want you to get clear on is take the total closed and divide it, or take the total, take number 2 and divide it by number 1. And that's going to give you number 3. So if I've earned 100,000, if I close 10 transactions, I've earned $100,000. My average commission check is $10,000. Push pause, and I need you to get very, very clear with what your average commission check is right now. Why do we need to get clear on that? Because the average commission check is really what the number is that we're working against to help you hit your monthly target in your income. Does that make sense? Here's why that's important. And again, I'm taking a deeper dive with a lot of you. The deeper dive that I'm taking is this. Oh, John, you got to make me the host. I'm sorry. The deeper dive that we're taking here is the sense that for many of us, we discount our commissions a lot. We give up a lot of our commissions at the table. Does that make sense? So if I take a listing if I go out and take a listing, however, I say, I'm not going to take it at 3%, I'm going to do it for 2% or 1.5%, there's a gap there that we can understand that, wow, my average commission check is actually lower. We can help you improve that in time. Does this make sense? Yes. Beautiful. So that's why that average commission check is very, very important. I've had agents that have literally, without a fault, have given away $1,000 per deal, $2,000 per deal, $3,000 per deal. Why? To save the deal. If you're saving the deal on every single deal, some of you don't even need to go out and do any more deals. You don't even need to go out and do any more deals. You just need to stop, quote unquote, saving the deal. Does this make sense? Okay, my screen sharing is paused. Ouch. All right, give me 1 second. Let me stop my share here. And let me jump back in there. Share. There. Can you guys see this okay? You guys back to seeing it okay? It's a black screen. Yeah, I don't know where it went. Resume. Hello. I might need some help here because I don't know where that went. It got jacked up when it went to the other. Give me 1 second, team. Stop share. Okay. I just don't know where the blueprint went though. That's how we boil down, and that's how we get our average commission check. Now, ramping up the rest of the year. How many days will you work from November 1st to December 31st? This is going to allow you to create velocity and create momentum within the fourth quarter of 2024. So my question for you is, how many days will you work from now to the end of the year? Go ahead and answer that question. You can pull out a calendar and you're able to, when you pull that calendar out, you're able to actually mark it in. The way I like to do it, very, very simple. I'm going to work 5 days a week. I've got 3 months left. That's 5 days times 4, that's 20 days. Times 3, I'm going to work 60 days for the remainder of the year. Make sense? I'm going to work 3 days a week. 3 times 4, that's 12, times 3 months left in the year, or times 2 months left in the year if you're going through November, then that's going to give me 24 days that I'm going to work. Make sense?
82 days left in the year.
82 days left in the year. If you're going to work 6 days a week or 7 days a week, because that's just where you're at, then guess what? You're working 82 days left in the year. You have to determine for your business plan what that is. How many listings will I take? Very simple. This is the listings taken, buyer sales, very, very simple. I'm going to take 4 listings in November, and I'm going to take 4 listings in December. That's 8 listings. Just write it down. Sales opened. Well, I know for sure I can put 3 sales under contract on a monthly basis. That's what I need right now. I'm going to open 6 sales from now to the end of the year. How many hours of prospecting must I do? Here's what I'll share with you, team. When it comes down to prospecting and determining your hours, just pick the amount of hours that you're going to do, and every single day that you work you should be prospecting, right? Because if we're not reaching out to people, then what are we doing? There's income servicing and then there's income generating. So if you're spending all your time working by just servicing the business, well, then the business is not going to grow. We got to work on the top of the funnel. This is top of the funnel stuff here. All right. So how many hours of prospecting will I do? How many listing appointments must I go on? Well, if I want to take 6 listings, then I need to go out on at least 8 listing appointments, because right now, for every 3 I go on, my ratio, which we'll talk about, is 3 to 2, right? Jesse, we've talked about that. If you go out on 4 and you take 2, it's a 50% listing ratio. Some of you don't go on a listing appointment unless you know for a fact that you're going to get that signature. That's just the way that your business operates. You know you. Well, I would like to get it that way. I understand. We have to understand that many people are at a different phase in their business. Some people are getting called to go out on listing appointments because maybe they've been in the business a little bit longer. Okay? So that's not fair. It is what it is. Some of us are calling expireds. We're calling for sale by owners. We're doing just listed, just sold. So it's more the apple is a little bit on the top of the tree to where the ratio starts to go down a little bit, right? There's no right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just understanding what your numbers are so that you can go out and start to move your business and your needle forward. I just rather it not be a surprise to you. Well, I went on 5 listing appointments and I only took 2. Then that means you need to go on 10 to take 4. Keep working. Don't get so excited when you take one. I said a listing appointment. Yay, I'm done for the day. No. Holy crap, this is 1. Oh, yeah, I need 3 more, right? Again, it's just a different way of thinking to understand your numbers, okay? Oh my gosh. And it's the same thing for buyers, by the way. Well, if I go take buyers out, for every 4 that I take out, 2 of them go into escrow. Great. So now we need to be working with 8 buyers in order to get 4 under contract. Does this make sense, everybody? Just simply understanding and knowing your numbers and ramping up the rest of the year. I have a couple questions for you. You need to ask yourself this. What will happen if you actually follow your schedule and commit to your plan for the rest of the year? What will happen? What will life look like? Will it be a better Christmas? Will it be a great start to the year? If you actually follow your schedule, if you actually do what it is that you need to do, what's going to happen for you? What kind of beginning will it give me for 2025? Some of you have never started a year with momentum. You know how nice it is to go into a year with pendings? Meaning in January, you actually have closings. Most of the industry, by the way, I'll tell you, in January is in scarcity mode. They're in fear mode. Why? Because they play the game different. They're playing the game to December 31st. We're playing the game. We're starting the game right now. You notice how we're talking about next year already? Why? If I can help you program and buy in, or as I mentioned at the business planning retreat, bear down right now, in January, you're going to get that sense of new year, but you're also going to have the closings and the pendings to back it up, which is a good feeling. How will this impact my 2025? Well, hell, instead of only having 9 months of closings, I'll have 12 months of closings. Some of you can literally increase your business by 25% by just committing right now to what we're talking about, to this meeting. What distractions am I going to have to avoid? Watch. You're going to have, let me give you a couple. Ready? The presidential election. You're going to have to avoid the presidential election. NFL playoffs. No, I'm being serious. I mean, MLB playoffs. Okay, watch this. Thanksgiving, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Watch. It's not the whole month. It's a day. Hours. Some of us go, oh, it's December. It's Christmas. Okay, but do you guys get where I'm going with that though? Yes? People are still buying and selling real estate. That's not true. People don't buy in December because of Christmas. Yeah, they do. They do. We're going to get into our holiday objection handlers, and you're going to see when I have this meeting in December, all the victories that are going on, and you're going to go, oh man, just because your office sits at the coffee machine and, throws month-long, carnival style Thanksgiving parties, that's on you. That's don't put that on the rest of the industry though. Some of you can go out and literally increase your production by 30 to 40%, 50% just by, again, understanding the distractions that are coming and putting yourself in a position to move through them. Now we're going to get to your plan next year. Hopefully you're a little bit clearer on what it is that you want to do, and we're working through our plan. So for 2025, I'm just curious, and I'd like to know, how many deals are you going to close in 2025? What's your goal? How many deals? Transactions closed. Based off your numbers, what is your closed deals goal for 2025? 11, I love it. 12, I love it. 18, I love it. Beautiful. Thank you. I love it. That's a beautiful plan. I love that you're clear with your plan. Thank you, Joe. What's your income goal for 2025? What is your income goal for 2025? And some of you are going to be listening to this, so that maybe you're listening to it. What's your income goal for 2026, 2027, 2028, whatever year that you're in where you're watching this? What is your income goal for that year, for the next year that's upcoming? What is your average commission check going to be? So you take your closed deals, okay, your income goal, and now you just put together, my average commission check needs to be this. That's what it is. Some of you are having an aha right now, by the way. I just felt it. You're saying, wait a minute, if I can raise my average commission check, I can do less transactions. Ah, very good. Some of you are saying, if I can transition in the market to taking additional listings, now I can take home 3%. Listen to what I'm saying, 3% instead of the 2% that's being offered out in my market on average. Ah, you just gave yourself an extra percentage, which means that if you go out and do 3 deals, really, you're actually putting yourself in a position to really be doing, in your mind, right, 4 transactions or 5 transactions based on the percentage that you're taking. How many listings are you going to take in 2025 or 26 or 27 when you're watching this video? What's your listings taking goal? Beautiful. How many listings are you going to take? No matter what, Anthony, I got to take a listing a month, no matter what. Great, 12. I'm taking 2 no matter what, because that solves everything else. Remember, go back to when I said, know your numbers, know your numbers. And then your sales opened. Your sales opened. How many sales are you going to open monthly basis? And then just multiply that by 12. Okay. I'm going to move through this side a little bit more. This is your numbers for 2025. I gave you a really good background on it. Now with this, you should have a good format to cast next year's vision out. Now, what are the numbers that you need to achieve it? Remember, we're only focusing on what? 2 things. So what are the activities? What are the numbers? Weekly days worked. On a weekly basis, how many days do I need to work? How many days you got to work? 7, 5, 4.5, to be determined on the goals that you have set. Weekly hours prospected. Again, take the amount of days that you're going to work and say, every day that I work, I'm going to prospect or I'm going to reach out to people for an hour. Whether they say yes, whether they shout in my face, whether they say no, I am going to just commit, because I'm going to start doing the health and being, because I'm going to start doing the exercise, because I'm going to start role playing and building up my skill set, because I'm going to get my body into better physical condition. I'm going to be stronger. So I'm not going to get knocked off when somebody tells me no. I'm going to commit to doing X. Weekly open houses or an event. I want to talk to you a little bit about this. We live in a world right now where attention is key. And for those of you that have lasted this long, I really wanted to share this with you. What I wanted to share with you is this. Understand that we are in a different society nowadays. Money is completely different right now than it ever has been in the past. Do I have your permission to explain? Yeah. Fantastic. Watch. The first economy that we went through was the money economy. So watch. It said, this is what the economy said, Carlos. It said that it takes money to, what was that? It takes money to make money. Or I'll say it this way. For some of you that have listened to Scarface, have watched Scarface in the past, first you get the money, then you get the power, and then, where did it start though? It started with you have to have money. Think about it. Rockefeller, right? Think about some of these names. Ford, Morgan, they are big. I got money. And so now I can go out and make more money. Don't worry. Wait, let me keep going. Then we moved into a new generation. And that generation was a skill generation. Okay? This is what a lot of our parents grew up in. The skill generation was this. Go out and learn how to be a carpenter. Go out and learn how to be an attorney or a doctor. Have a skill. If you have a skill, then guess what happens? You make money. Does this make sense, everybody? Yes? Okay, watch. Listen to what I'm saying. 2011, Facebook purchases Instagram. 2020, COVID happens. At that point, we completely changed and we moved into a new economy. And right now, do you know what the economy is? We are in an attention economy. Attention. And this is the economy that you all have to really, really think about and learn and understand. Here is the economy. If I have the attention, then guess what happens? The money follows. So this is why we see kids and we see people, for example, Mr. Beast, and we hear about it all the time. This kid on YouTube made how much? This person on social media made what? This person, watch. Some of us are still operating in the skill economy. Some of us are still operating in the I need money to make money economy. Guess what? You need attention. So by holding open houses and putting your signs out there, you know what you're getting? Attention. Bingo. Now watch this. By putting your listing sign on the yard, guess what you're getting? And what does that mean? Watch this. Watch this. By posting on social media and by sharing, guess what you're getting? And guess what happens? There you go. Interesting, huh? We are in a completely new economy. Some of you have got to start getting out there more. Yesterday, I made a post, and the post said that I remember banging my head up against the wall, trying to get somebody. I knew my hair wasn't as long, but literally, I had a leash. I had a leash, team, a leash strapped to me. Uriel, you remember? Strapped to me so that I wouldn't go anywhere. Why? I lived in the skills economy. If I have the skills, then I can make the money. No problem with that. It was, yeah, I great skills. Now you see brand new agents, and some of you are going, damn, he is so right. You see brand new agents coming in, and you know what they're doing? They're making posts. And they're making them look cool. But guess what they're getting? Attention. And you're saying, what the hell? I could run circles around them with my skill set and how good I am at what I do. And guess what they're saying? Huh, cool, let me go make some money. That's it. It's a very interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing. Attention is the game that we're playing right now. And attention is what the way you need to be thinking. So watch. Open houses and having events. Some of you really need to have an event, or you need to go and participate in events, and you need to get your name, your sign up. Why? Attention to what you do. Have you guys noticed we're doing pack meetups in every state? What are we doing? Thank you guys. Okay, there you go. Now watch this. How many contacts am I going to make on a weekly basis? How many contacts? Now, you can focus on, okay, I'm sorry, we did that double. Watch that there. 10 per hour if you're on the phone. But now watch this, my marketing and my social media contacts. My marketing and my social media. Some of us, right there on that bracket, for marketing, we need to commit to a post, 2 posts, 3 posts a week. We need to commit to marketing ourselves a little bit better, getting attention out there. If Johnny plays soccer at the soccer field, guess what? How can I be a part of this? How can I be a part? How can I create attention to this? Make sense? Social media. If I make a post, how many people are we messaging? Why? Attention, attention, contact, attention. The world is changing. The world has changed is what I'll share with you. The world has changed. We can either stay stuck in thinking about that the skills are what's good. Now here's what I will share with you, because some of you are going to go, oh, I'm not going to role play anymore. Watch. You guys want to really fling the universe, and you want to really move the needle forward? Listen to what I'm about to tell you. When you have the attention and you have the skills, can't touch you. And a lot of even the big corporations, did you guys see that post that I made with Mark Zuckerberg when he was creating Facebook? That's what he was saying. He's saying, we got the skills and we got the attention. We're going to hit them. We can hit, I don't care how big you are. So watch, I don't care how many deals that person is doing or what is happening. Get the attention, work on the skills. 2-prong attack, you're going to pierce. You're going to pierce the universe. But that's a 2-prong attack that we got to get good at. Now, my ratios. What are your ratios going to be? Listing appointments to listings taken. What are you committed to accomplishing in 2025? Listings taken to sales open. You heard me talk about it earlier. Some of you are saying, you know what? Instead of taking 4 listings and, always having those 2 that call me back or those 3, I'd rather go 2 listings than take 2 listings, save my time, energy, so that I could go out and perform more. Sales open to deals closed. How many sales are you going to be opening to the deals that you close in your ratios? Protecting your energy, making sure that we're pre-qualifying, and really changing those numbers up for 2025. Give me 1 second as I'm going to stop I'm going to pause the recording. I hope that you've enjoyed this class. Take this blueprint, work through it. Don't just throw it away somewhere. Work through it. Keep your business plan. Understand that it's always working. There should be a lot of thoughts outside of this video that need to go into place to help you with your business plan as well. However, if you took the time to participate in what we did today, you now have a business plan. You now have a point of attack. Thank you so much.